Welcome to Bobby Manning's Film Hour, where we take you through some film in less than 1 hour. We got some basketball 2 days ago at this point. We're going to get some basketball in short order today as we get back into the Celtics season. And this has been one of the more perplexing seasons with the Celtics that I can remember. We came into this year with mellow expectations for this team. There was so much turnover, turbulence with this team that I think expectations coming in were somewhere in a middle seed tier, making the playoffs at the very least. But you have Enes Kanter, Daniel Theis, those types replacing a player at the caliber of Al Horford. Remember these storylines? They were like a year and a half old at this point. And then Kemba comes out, 20 points per game, seamless replacement for Kyrie Irving. He can get on the ball. He can get off the ball. He doesn't care about his role, his shots, his numbers. And it fit perfectly. You have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, aggressive, confident, going to the rim, finding their shot primarily, and playing off the pressure Kemba was getting. It was a struggle early for Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown was rolling with his newfound dribble and flexibility on the ball from an early moment. And Gordon Hayward came out this year. 50% from the field, 40% from three, 90% at the line, confident, aggressive, playmaker. So you all of a sudden had a team with four players, four stars, I'd argue, that no one else in the league could match. Now, no one was talking championship with this team, but you had an ingredient that the Celtics hadn't had in quite some time. We're talking Antoine Walker, Paul Pierce. Probably before that, back to the days where Len Bias and Reggie Lewis were going to come together with this team. Elite talent between Tatum and Brown, and these two veteran stars, all-stars. Hayward started the season at an all-star level, and then Kemba, of course, played at that level throughout. So 4 months passed, the Celtics had their collapses, and they're back on the court now. What do we expect? Oklahoma City Thunder getting at it early in this one. And look at Brown digging into smaller wing, the Thunder. Small 1-3, sometimes 1-4, so you can switch on them, get into them, and power your way to the rim, which the Celtics try to do early and often in this one. But you're not talking power unless you mention Steven Adams plowing through on this pick and roll slam early in this game, backing down Daniel Theis, overpowering him. The people who wanted an Andre Drummond and a powerful center on this team, they're going to love this tape because Steven Adams basically ripped off Daniel Theis' head and threw it into the fifth row of the empty stands in Orlando. Speaking of these stands, you can't see them. Video boards all around the court here in Orlando as they get this NBA restart going. You're going to have 300 fans apparently live screaming for the home team when they are technically the home team. It's an odd environment. The depth perception. Celtics shot 20% from three in their return. This is the best spot-up shooting team in the league. But it wasn't the offense that perplexed them in this one. And honestly, I thought Jason Tatum, despite some slip-ups at the rim, finishing issues, was able to get defensive stops, pick off balls, and take them in transition. He got his only bucket to that degree and was aggressive. He had a tough time getting it to go down, though, in this one. Gordon Hayward gets some time on the ball toward the end of the first half. Celtics only went with their starters for the first half in this one. Gets a nice pick and roll to go here to Daniel Theis. That's their bread and butter. Theis, better night on offense than he had on defense, for certain. Should I run a few more Steven Adams plays? Ooh. Oh. Oh. Steven Adams is so funny. You gotta hear this guy on a podcast. I think him and Enes Kanter were jarring at each other, and this was as overwhelmed as the Celtics defense has looked down the middle in recent memory. I think we all give them a break for this being the first game in 4 months, but you had Gordon Hayward on a play like this just getting out of the way. You didn't have Tatum flying in on those help side blocks like you would, and even Marcus Smart on this play overpowered on a box out. That's not something you see from Smart all too often. It happens to Brown. It happens to Tatum. The Celtics couldn't box out in this one. We'll see if they have any more luck against DeAndre Ayton's Suns today. I'm going to be looking for a couple different things from this team as they get going in this preseason. Tremont Waters, slick passing, excellent creation. I wrote about this for Celtics blog. Could he overtake Brad Wanamaker in this rotation as more of a higher upside guy? I understand the stability of Brad Wanamaker, and I've interviewed him. He is an inspiring character who traveled the globe to get into the NBA. And Brad Stevens, maybe because of the name overlap, I don't know. They have found some cohesion between one another through that turbulent 2019 season, and now in 2020 he's picked up those backup point guard duties and had a few double-figure scoring games. Can Waters overtake him? Got long odds to do so, as Brad Stevens said the other day, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. Other takeaways from this one: Jaylen Brown, dribbling, strong. Looks like he picked up a few pounds of muscle over this break. It's stunning as you look around the NBA right now how many guys look like they're in the best shape of their life. James Harden, LeBron James coming through, soaring through the atmosphere like the cargo plane with the gray beard to boot to give himself that mature look. He and all the stars around the NBA for the most part are looking in mid-season form, to tell you the truth. And Brown is one of them. Tatum looks in shape. Marcus Smart, he's been known to carry some extra weight. Doesn't look too bad on his end. Celtics ran some zone in this one. Stevens said the Thunder and them both threw out some zone in this one. It's not something they planned ahead of time. And there is nothing I love as a Syracuse guy with my burnt orange half turtleneck here than seeing some 2-3 zone on display, especially when it's manned at the top by Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum, who both had good defensive games amidst a dearth of awful, uninspired, unaggressive play on the perimeter for the Celtics in this one. They lose 98-84. No great triumphs on the bench unit in the second half, aside from Waters. I noted his performance already. So Celtics, Suns, I believe tip-off is at 1:30 today. I'll have your film breakdowns here on the Film Hour. Film in under 1 hour. Here we did it in 9 minutes. Not too bad. I'm Bobby Manning. You can check out my website at realbobmanning.com. Go to clnsmedia.com for all our basketball coverage. And check out the Celtics postgame show with myself, Sierra Goodwill, Jimmy Toscano, Josue Pavone, and others here on the CLNS Media Network after every Celtics game. We will see you on Monday.